Imagine a world where business leaders embody authentic leadership and create an environment in the workspace where teams excel because they feel heard, seen, and valued. It's not only around authentic leadership, but practical tools that you can apply into the workspace to help create what I like to call as transpirational experiences, which is creating through inspiration. Isn't it about time we took the traditional approach of employee well-being and mindfulness and health and turned it on its head? Take a deep breath in and lift your arms. And a sigh. How are we feeling? Awake, alive, activated. Right? Ooh, like it. That's good. I mentioned earlier on very briefly that I walked out of corporate hospitality after 27 years and I didn't know what was going on. I had no idea. I'd stare at the computer screen and I wouldn't be able to see what was on it. I'd look at the papers of all the challenges and problems on my desk. She's smiling, she's close. And not be able to find the solutions. Anybody know somebody like that? And I didn't know what was happening. But I had a choice. I was either going to kill myself if I stayed around, I was going to kill someone, or worse, I was going to get divorced. So I quit. Cold turkey. All the quiet quitters. Anybody heard that statement? But I went on a journey of discovery over 4 years to try and work out what happened. Why after 27 years of working in a high-pressure environment could I now no longer handle it anymore? What had changed in me? What was wrong? So for 4 years I began different businesses. I made money, I lost money. I made money, I lost money. But all during this time I was doing research. And I started working with a lot of high-performance teams and leaders in helping them break outside of the stress cycle. But I'm still trying to figure out what was the space. I was sort of stuck on a well-being curve. You start with stress and then anxiety. Anxiety is when you're in a stress state and there's no external stress impacting you. And those are emotions. And then you sort of hang around anxiety in this no man's land space until you hit burnout. Now burnout is mental, physical breakdown. Done, can't get out of bed, doctor says you're this, gives you pills for that. No, that's beyond. I've had people who phone me and said, my friend is this and that, and I said, well, I'll put 911 to you because they need an ambulance. 25% of people hit burnout end up hospitalized with chronic medical conditions. So how do we catch that before it hits there? And then last year I read this article by Professor Kibler from Harvard. And he described a state of internal emotional exhaustion where people, high performers, appear fine on the outside, but are internally disengaging until eventually they hit burnout. But is it really burnout? And that was part of what I discovered on this, because Kibler calls this state brownout. Now, brownout terminology actually comes from a light bulb that dips when the voltage drops. So it's still working, but its energy is low. So for us, our energy is low, but we're still appearing at work, we're still performing results, we're still showing the work, but internally, you are withdrawing. And if, like me, you don't want to hit burnout, you quietly, unexpectedly, quit it. Since I've understood that terminology, brownout, I was like, that's me. This guy's got it. And how many clients and people I've spoken to have come to me and said, Tim, you're the first person who's ever understood how I am feeling. Yeah. Duke University did a fantastic research with 60,000 healthcare professionals, highly stressed and anxious, to find out what are the key triggers. How can we identify these people on that well-being curve that I spoke about, who are sitting in this brownout state? Because what they've looked at is they said that in 12 months' time, I can tell you if your team's going to burn out. I can tell you now, the team's going to burn out in 12 months' time by these key points. I'm going to share 8 of them with you, okay? May want to make notes of a couple of these and nod if you go, that's me. Number 1, do you skip meals? That's getting a lot of, A poorly balanced diet, something on the run, a packet of chips at your workstation. If you're a driver, if you've got a team on the road, where are they getting their meals? The KFC, the Gara? Not taking breaks. Yeah, there's a number of those. Not taking breaks. Are you coming late home from work consistently? Not just once a week, it's a consistent thing. That you always just keep doing sleep. Where you can't go to sleep. Anybody got that monkey mind, that chat? So that you're not sleeping. Are you constantly changing family plans because of work? A couple of people going, sensitive one. What about your frustration with technology? Anyone? There's some people like that. The last one, you're sleeping less than 5 hours a night. And boasting about it.
What if you tick all the boxes? Then you need the leaders to
Now they've done this study over 60,000 healthcare professionals over a couple of decades. And they've identified some key ways that we can reverse that. But the point of our role here, that I see as my role, is knowing what it was like in corporate when I walked out because I didn't know what the hell was going on. I didn't know about burnout, brownout, I just knew how to get the hell out. And you can change that. Our role to identify that, because here's the scary thing. You see, brownout is highly contagious and very negative. Is anybody here who runs a team notice how one negative person can negatively draw down an entire department? The great news, just good news, some of us is like, and showing you this one, right? Well-being is also contagious. And when you know how to apply the tools, we've got some great tools, not only from you. When you know how to apply these tools into your teams, you'll soon realize that economic chaos, world chaos, issues, everything else that's happening out there is not the greatest challenge to your business, to a client's business. It's those people sitting behind their desk or working in their apartments, working out there on the road, who are withdrawing internally. And then one day you're going to turn up, you're going to walk into your office, you're going to see this suspicious looking envelope on the desk, and your heart's going to sink. And you're going to open it, and you're going to see one of your top performers, unexpected